I was pulling some shots from the Nostalgia Vault last night and realized half the stories you know about them are wrong. James here. 10 photos today, and the real history is darker, weirder, and a hell of a lot more interesting. Let's go. Everyone assumes this was some formal, carefully arranged TV moment. It wasn't. This was the Mike Douglas Show, daytime television, and it turned into one of the most relaxed jam sessions ever caught on camera. Lennon was a Chuck Berry obsessive his whole life, built the early Beatles sound almost entirely on his foundation. And here's what gets me. Berry barely acknowledged it publicly. Ever. Personally, I think that's one of the great unspoken debts in rock history. Do you think Chuck Berry ever got the credit he deserved? Tell me in the comments. 3 years before Rumours, and already a band held together with tape and willpower. By '73, they'd burned through Peter Green, Jeremy Spencer, and Bob Welch was on his way out too. Look at Christine McVie in this shot. She's the only one who looks like she actually has it together. I've always thought she was the real spine of this band. Not Mick, not Stevie. The next photo tells a very different story about how they started. That's Carnegie Hall behind him. And the story goes that SRV was so nervous before that show, he could barely function backstage. The guy who could walk onto any stage in the world and own it, paralyzed by one concert hall in New York. He played it anyway, pulled off one of the best performances of his career. I had a buddy who saw him that year and said he'd never seen anything like it. You remember the first time SRV stopped you cold? This is the lineup most people forget existed. Before Gillan, before Blackmore fully took over. They started out trying to be a progressive rock band. Their second album had a full concerto with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. Seriously, it went nowhere. Then they stripped everything back, got loud, and stumbled into something nobody planned. Sometimes the thing you accidentally make is better than anything you were trying to build. The next photo is another accidental career. 1 year before he died. He's 4 years sober here, clean after hitting absolute rock bottom in '86. What doesn't get talked about enough is that the last 2 years of his life were genuinely the happiest he'd ever been. Getting sober didn't slow him down. If anything, he played harder. Look at that smile. That's not a performance. That's a man who came back from somewhere most people don't come back from. This one always gets me, every time I look at it. This is a completely different band from the one you know. No Stevie, no Lindsay. This is the Peter Green era. British blues, raw and serious. Here's what most people don't know. Peter Green was considered by B.B. King himself to be one of the finest blues guitarists alive. Then, in 1970, he walked away from everything. Just left. No real explanation. That story alone deserves its own video someday. That's Roger Waters in the background, barely visible. Gilmore petting a horse. Roy Harper on horseback with a red hat like he owns the countryside. Mid-70s Pink Floyd in their natural habitat. Apparently that included horses and rural festivals between stadium tours. One small detail. Roy Harper sang lead on Have a Cigar because Waters didn't want to do it himself. That's the most Roy Harper story I've ever heard. Before everything else, just a genuinely dangerous guitar player. In '74, Nugent was one of the loudest live acts in America, period. Here's my honest take, and I know this is going to split the comments. I think Ted Nugent, the guitarist, gets completely buried under Ted Nugent, the public figure. Whatever you think of him now, and I get it, I really do, the '74 guitar work stands on its own. Am I wrong? Tell me below. Their first year. They'd already recorded 2 albums by the time this was taken. 2 albums, while touring non-stop across America. The story goes, they cut the first record in under 30 hours of studio time total. I've never been fully sure that number is accurate, but even if it's close, it's extraordinary. Page looks focused. Bonham looks like he's thinking about drumming. Plant looks like he hasn't slept. Jones looks like the only adult in the room. CBGB, 1976. Teenagers, playing one of the most important venues in New York while the industry treated them like a novelty act. The image, the staging, a lot of that was pushed on them by their manager, who by most accounts was a genuinely awful human being. Here's what I think gets lost in that story. The music was real. Joan Jett was the real thing from day one. The Runaways deserved better. Full stop. 10 photos. 10 moments where the caption gives you maybe half the story. That's why I keep digging through the vault. The official version is almost never the interesting one. Drop your thoughts below, especially if you think I got something wrong.